this button, and I get this button, and then I press this button.
60,
But now I have to
59,
leave.
This is a countdown to the Slade and Mayson show. 55, 54. This continues to be a countdown to the Slade and Mason show. 50, 49, 48. You're listening to the countdown.
You're familiar with
Slade
this program,
Mason
right?
45,
Say what?
44.
You're familiar with this program, right?
Countdown to the Slade and Mason show.
I don't know. I don't know. Is
Right
that
now,
those two
you're
guys
listening
just
to countdown.
blah, blah,
35,
blah?
Slade and Mason show. 33.
That's them.
Please stand by as you're listening to the countdown.
I hear they're
Mason
funny.
show. 27.
Lies.
This 26.
We'll see.
To the Slade and Mason show. 23. 22. We continue 21 with the countdown to the Slade and Mason show. 18. 17. Stand by 16, as we are now delivering the countdown 14, to the Slade and Mason
Test,
show.
test.
12,
1, 2.
11,
Siblings.
yes,
Siblings.
10 is our countdown to the Slade and Mason
7,
show. 6. 5. 4. Here we go. 3. 2. 1.
Now broadcasting from the Dan Mason Studios, deep in the heart of Virginia. It's the Slade and Mason Show.
Can't stand that guy.
I tell you, it's like I can't believe I subject myself to this punishment every week. Oh yeah.
Hi, I'm JD Slade.
I'm Dan Mason,
and this is the Slade and Mason Show.
Good morning, Mr. Slade.
Good morning, Mr. Mayson.
Wait.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
All right, gotta stop. Okay, all right. Yep, this
Okay,
is
we
week
go.
number 2 of that. Yeah, the kids are going back to school. All right, so let's get this out of the way. The Slade and Mason Show is all about you and us. It's like a radio program where we share with you news stories and things we just see through the week.
You mean this guy interrupted my bit to do this?
It is our take on it. Basically, we're saying things that you're thinking we would never hear on the radio. We're just having fun, so don't take it seriously. Just enjoy. And hey, don't forget, we got to thank Dano Music, and our sponsor, I See Something Icy. We'll talk about that a little bit later. And hey, by the way, we're on Instagram at The Slade and Mason, Mayson. Why?
Because we love you.
The Slade and Mason Show. Not that I post anything in a while, but hey, just go there anyway.
And by the way, you know, I haven't heard of the silent member of this union here in a while.
Oh, you mean rhymes with Ned?
Yeah.
Ned. Well, he's been out of town, but he's coming back, so we'll be hearing more from him. Let's see, Dano Music. Let's see, I See Something Icy. Let's see, there's something else I want to talk about. I don't know. I guess that's pretty much it. All right, well, we'll see you all next week, everybody. Bye. Maybe not. Okay.
All right. So, okay.
You got your weekly rant going on.
Oh yeah, it's like, you know, I got to tell you about cultural differences.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, this morning's rant is going to deal with cultural differences. Let me ask you, do you know what the biggest thing it seems to be going on with people of non-color?
You mean those who are melatoninly challenged?
Yeah, that's them.
Those whose freckles have not spread to the rest of their body.
Yeah, there you go. For those of you who missed last week, we discovered that my partner Dan Mason has less black blood in him than what's her name, Elizabeth Warren, had of Native American blood.
But just barely.
All right, so cultural differences.
Mm-hmm.
The big thing that's happening with people who are melatonin challenged is have you seen the incredible increase in shark attacks?
Mm-hmm. No. First off, okay, so I would
every day.
Check 1, 2. Go ahead.
Every day there's 2 or 3 unlucky souls who get a little nip taken out of them. And unlike when you go to the plastic surgeon, there's no tuck. I bring this up because here again, this guy, KHON. Now, this, of course, is in Honolulu. Mm-hmm. They claim that a 16-year-old from Honolulu is lucky to be alive after a 12-foot shark bit his surfboard.
He's lucky that's all he bit.
He was 100 yards offshore when he spotted what he thought was a turtle. Didn't he hear the music?
That's no turtle. That's a boat. It
knocked Max into the water before he swam to shore. The top part of his surfboard is missing because of the giant shark bite. But I mean, look, this is happening more and more. And, they're being found in some of the darndest places, like New Jersey.
Yeah.
Again, and this once again shows man's influence on nature, because again, we're constantly out there monkeying with the oceans and the seas and blowing things up in it, and again, throwing our crap in it. And hey, it's just like on land.
Look,
there's a little community about 19 miles from here, and I can remember when they had one 7-Eleven. Now they've got 5 7-Elevens in this one little town.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it's like you just can't keep expanding. You just can't keep. It's like, and you're wondering why bears are getting into your trash cans, and again, why deer seem to be prevalent and causing people to have more accidents than enough. It's because we're crowding them out of their land.
Well, also the fact that you decide to go swimming in their soup bowl is kind of a dumb thing to do.
Their soup bowl and their toilet, again, it's like it's a combination. But I bring this up because there are some of us
here it goes
who don't bother to get into the shark soup bowl.
Yeah,
we don't. It's like I told you, all summer long, I have stayed very evenly the same skin tone that I was back in January. You are going to have to learn that song, man. I'm telling you, you're going to have to learn Over the Rainbow.
Where over the rainbow? Okay, good.
Again. Somewhere over the rainbow. All right. So anyway, again,
Judy Garland. Judy Garland's dead, right?
Really?
Yeah. She died maybe like
a
little more than a month ago.
Maybe last month.
Yeah, it was like a month or 2 ago or something. I forget.
It's
been a little while. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Dano.
Yeah.
All right, let's see here. Yeah, it's a short rant because, like I say, I'm just not going into the ocean, especially after you see all this. Like I say, every day there's 1 or 2 stupid souls who are getting a chunk of their leg taken out. Oh, this one girl, man, I mean, she really got messed up, like part of her leg and part of her hand. And, again,
right. But, technology's here to help us. So we, they got new body parts, they get new legs, new arms, new eyeballs. It's like the $6 million man.
It was a test pilot for the U.S. Marine. Due to a crucial accident, parts of his body will be replaced by bionic technology.
Oh, now, that was Jamie Summers when she could hear the sound.
Runs faster and is stronger than the average man. Steve Austin. The $6 million man. Da, 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 da,
We'll see a lot of that. A lot of those toys are actually coming to fruition. As for instance, I've talked about the fact that I got this stupid little smartwatch, which just is
how's the smartwatch treating
it's
you?
unbelievable. Well, I decided to really stretch my brain cells beyond their capabilities. This morning, hopefully you'll get this reference, I watched on my watch Dick Tracy.
The movie or the cartoon?
The cartoon. It was the
Are
cartoon.
you serious? With
Because
flat top?
Yep. It was in 1945, and there was Dick Tracy talking into his little smartwatch.
Radio.
Yep. Talking. Okay, Chief, no problem. We'll take it out. I'm thinking.
Hey! I got a selective memory for you, buddy.
Okay.
Ready?
Go.
WPIX.
WP. Oh yeah.
Channel 11.
Mm-hmm.
Officer Joe Bolton.
Yeah.
And Dick Tracy. Because he always come out, Officer Joe Bolton swinging that nightstick, and he would make like he had his wrist radio on, talking to Dick Tracy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we knew better. He was
that
just
guy
he just
had
had
the
his
sharpest chin in the world.
Yeah.
I can tell you could open cans with that chin.
But you think about this. You think about when you and I were watching that's the 70s. What was the most technologically advanced device that we had?
It was the 60s for me, man. Sorry.
All right, then in the 1960s, what was the most technologically advanced device that you owned?
The 60s. We were one of the first families in the neighborhood to have a full color console TV.
Color TV.
25-inch, yes. This big, bulky box. 25-inch TV. And as a matter of fact, my mom even she got one of those long it's an entertainment system. It's got a turntable and a radio.
Oh wow.
And then on the other side a bar. Again.
Bar.
Yeah.
Got to get your priorities right.
Exactly. But yeah, we had color TV before anybody else did in my block.
Okay.
And I can remember, and here's what happened. Here's what happened.
Hear what happened.
Yeah, you see. All right, so we were watching the little black and white television.
Why has it got to? Never mind.
Yeah, okay. So, and so when Mom decided to, and I think this thing was like $1,000.
Yeah.
And so you got the big lecture. Don't click the channels too hard or too fast, and don't yank on the TV, and don't put your hands on the screen, blah, 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 and sit back away from the TV. So I inherited the little TV, the little black and white TV.
Wow.
So it's like, because I really wasn't allowed to touch the television when Mom wasn't home.
Mm-hmm.
So I watched my little TV, and she felt so bad for me that she got me one of those 3-color filters. The
top was blue, the middle was brownish, and the bottom was green. And you put this over the screen, and if you're watching people walking in a park, it almost looks normal. But if you're watching Dick Tracy, wondering why is this guy got a blue hat?
Office building.
So that means your parents dropped like $7,000 to get a color TV.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. And do you realize that a color TV is nothing more than a smart radio broadcast?
Yes, it is.
That's really all it is. And taking the broadcast and separating the different bandwidths and the frequencies and splitting it off, and this becomes the red signal for the cathode ray tube. This becomes the green signal for the cathode ray tube. This becomes the blue signal for the cathode ray tube. And then you get the sound signal that comes in. You probably didn't have stereo back then because, gosh, that would have been like a $4,000 machine. And then you got to split all these signals. You got to throw this magnetic wave back and forth, and you got to turn it on and off at the right sequence just to get a signal. Yeah, you're right. The technology involved with that sucker was off the flippin' charts.
Well, and here's you just made me think. The fact that millions of people have this technology at their disposal.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and this goes back to a conversation we had before. We're all living like kings and queens, whether we like it or not.
I don't know. My servants didn't show up to wash my back this morning.
God, that's disgusting. So, and it's funny.
Late.
you talk about color TV. My mother absolutely refused to have a color television set in the house because they caused cancer. Now, there were no viable proof of this. There was no documented nothing. It's just she believed that they would cause cancer because now it's not just one ray coming at you in black and white. It's three of them now coming back and forth and spraying their radioactive waves across the surface and killing you. So I guess it was like their 26th or 27th wedding anniversary. My sister, we got the whole family together and bought them a 13-inch color television set. And my brother-in-law put a box over it with plastic wrap over it and said, radioactive protective box. As a joke. Now, you got to remember, they used to sell TV stands. Nobody knows what I'm talking about, but a TV stand was this weird cart that could hold this huge box because you got to realize television sets had everybody's got you get your watch and you get your phone and what have you, and maybe you get a flat screen TV.
Tubes in there.
Tubes that weighed, these suckers weighed like 45 pounds because the whole front of the structure was lead lined to prevent radiation. And it's not real lead. What they did was they took lead, like lead crystal glasses.
Yeah. Yep.
Same thing. They made lead glass screens on the front. So that's why they were like 1.5 inches thick. You could still see the image coming through, but the radioactive material wouldn't make its way all the way through. And
that made for a great ad campaign. Now, new, safer TV.
Gosh, you have no idea.
Our screens are thicker.
Yes, sir.
But they were all front heavy. All the TVs were front heavy.
So, again, I was thinking about this last week at one point. I'm disappointed.
Why?
Because when I was a kid, back in the Stone Ages, Superman comic books had us with flying cars by the year 1999.
Mm-hmm.
They had us being able to teleport anywhere we want to by 1999. We were also going to be able to conquer all major medical problems by 1999.
Well, let me share with you the top 10 coolest science technologies coming to you. Number 10, here it is.
Boom.
Number 10, transporting quantum information with minimum distortions. That's right. So this is So this is called Albert Einstein called it spooky action at a distance. So it's known as entanglement. For those of you who are familiar with this, you have two photons that are hurling down a fiber optic cable, and they become entangled. And then one flips off to the left and one flips off to the right. And as they do that, the one that flips off to the left, if you move it in a semicircle, whatever, the other one will also go in a semicircle position. They're entangled. They could be billions of miles away from each other, but they will flip together. They've actually gotten it down. 2018 Army scientists. It really bothers me when Army scientists do this type of stuff. But anyway, they're working on that. Number 9. Ultra broadband super sensitive atomic antenna. Say that 6 times fast. Now, this is a quantum antenna that will actually get rid of background noise and make it even more sensitive because it's on the quantum level. Number 8, a brain-like computer solving super complex problems. We all know about that, but now they're becoming mainstream. I think Google's got like 6 of them. Looking into a gas turbine's combustor with strong X-rays, which wasn't available because of the distortion, but now they're doing it. There are some coatings that have been added as you think about, okay, why is this with the Army? But anyway, if you're thinking about with the Army, they're going out and they're flying over Kuwait, and the sand kicks up and it gets into the turbine engines and it sticks, and it's pretty bad. So they've created a material that actually rejects the sand particles. Yeah, it's great. So now they can come over with an AK-47, pepper those suckers down. But anyway, superhero, that's right, I use the word superhero. Nanocrystalline alloy.
Right.
Yep. So this is an alloy of gold and tantalum with grains about 50 nanometer clusters, and they help maintain a high consistency of mechanical strength. Now, that means the next Donald Trump building, we really, really, really want to make sure it stays there because we don't want it. We have to really love that building because it'll be there forever. Yeah.
Long after man stops walking the earth.
Mm-hmm. Number 4 are extreme power for jumping robots. Yeah, I'm not too happy with this one.
Call it hungry hippo.
But I guess the theory is, if you think about
Rock'em sock'em robot. Knock my block off.
think about like a fly or an ant or any of these bugs. All this power that's built into such a teeny tiny little titty bitty. So now,
and just like you can end a whole tribe.
There you go. Take your foot off. You killed them all. Now, even more powerful TNT. Now in a new, safer format. Yeah, they're working on a non-toxic TNT that'll be more effective. That's right. Number 2, humans teaching artificially intelligent agents. See, again, this is the military playing with games where you have a human instructor and teaches the artificial agents. They demonstrate in real time, and then the artificial intelligence learns. And of course, once it learns, it makes a copy, and now everybody knows how to do that. Now remember this was the logic, the scary logic they were having where they were building cars, and they would teach the robots how to build cars, and they go by and they this is where that one gets clamped, and they memorized it. Yeah, that's gonna be scary. And now they are actually working with, number 1, taming the atom.
Wait a minute.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Is this number 1?
This is number 1. Okay. Taming the atom. There. So anyway.
Boy, that is semi-organic.
So they've arranged electrons at just the right speeds to capture atoms. As a matter of fact, they've gotten it to the point where they've gotten the temperature down so low, they've actually slowed a photon of light down to the point where they can stop the photon and stare at it for like 1/10 of a nanosecond, which doesn't sound like a whole lot of time, but if you're talking about something that travels at the speed of light and you're actually able to slow it down to where you could look at it and actually watch it pass through a piece of glass or something like that, that's astonishing. These are new things, and of course, it'll be working to increase the energy, conventional batteries and make them better for the.
And you know what? What I had, just like you, that's a really interesting topic there. You just sort of destroyed my conversation because I was talking about things like having a plastic screen to simulate color TV and
a plastic screen. Are you insane? It's not possible.
Then I was going to get into, do you remember?
No, I don't.
Winky Dink? For those of you who do not know Winky Dink, Winky Dink, it was a nice commercial, and it was a great way to get kids to buy things off of television. Yeah. The Winky Dink screen fit over your television screen. And whenever Winky Dink would get into trouble, he would tell you to draw things like a rocket. And he'd show you how to draw the rocket on his Winky Dink screen, and it would look like you had drawn him a rocket and he could fly away.
Yay.
What he didn't tell you is that you're not supposed to draw on the screen without the Winky Dink screen on it.
Oh, man. That's a bummer.
And you're not supposed to use crayon.
Because you got to use a paper towel to get that sucker off. I thought you were talking about Winky Dinks, the little things you had where, well, basically it was.
You're talking about Shrinky Dinks.
No. I'm talking about Winky Dinks. It was actually, maybe it's not Winky Dinks. What's the thing? The game. Basically, it's your grandmother's buttons off of her coat. You snap them on the ground and they go popping through the air. Tiddlywinks. That's what it was. You remember grandmother's big coat had like a button that was like 8.5 inches in diameter? It's like, Grandma, you need some glasses. I'm just saying, because if you can't get the whole.
Put someone's eye out with that.
Oh gosh!
Every time Grandma would go to grab her coat, there'd be no buttons on it.
Where are my buttons?
Under the couch.
There I am on the floor playing tiddlywinks.
Hey, we needed a number 1. I didn't have any more number 1s. Yours were just the right size.
There again, we also had a very, 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 very simple childhood. You remember pickup sticks?
For those of you who had no idea what we're talking about, imagine straight twigs.
Oh boy, yes sir.
We paid $1.27 for the package.
and you learned how to make a mess and clean it up. And that was the game.
Pickup sticks. Oh gosh. Whew. That's like playing. That's like playing.
Man.
That's like playing 52 card pickup.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was never a fun game. Yeah.
I did that once, and my mom didn't think it was funny at all because the 52 pickup, instead of aiming them up in the air, I aimed them at her face. And so it's like,
how long did it take before the welt came down off your face?
Oh man, it's like, hey, listen, I told you one Christmas, my mom, I whined and I whined and I wanted. I wanted a cork gun.
Again, wait, let's back this up. So, a cork gun, like leftover wine bottle parts,
Well, see, instead of them taking and connecting the cork to the gun so that when you popped it out, it didn't go anywhere. Oh no, these are free flying corks, man.
I remember those.
So it's like I pumped it up, and of course you're only supposed to pump it 3 or 4 times. Oh, I'm 37 times.
The sucker's heading towards the moon.
I came toward my mom, and she was sitting on the can, and I let go, and it went pop, and popped her right in the center of the head.
Oh. Man.
Oh, you talk about a little Negro running. You can see nothing but butt and elbows, man.
Oh my gosh! But of course, those were taken off the air because they were choke hazards.
That was the first day and the last day of that pop gun, because it's like, of course, I dropped it after I hit her in the head, and she took care of it. I mean, she broke that thing into more pieces than I thought could be made out of that thing. And one last note before we go on a break, man.
Yep.
So yes, and then there was the you got to thank Hasbro and Mattel for great inventions like the Easy Bake Oven. The Kenner Easy Bake Oven
includes a 100-watt bulb and Band-Aids and Bacchus.
Now, they said, "Oh, only use these with your parents around."
Hell no. Yang, 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 yang. Let's fire that sucker up now.
I mean, and how many little army men ended up being melted?
Wait. You had an easy bake oven?
Oh, shut up.
Thank goodness for this break. Sadly, however, we will return to the Slade and Mayson Show.
Today in history, August 18th, 1487. The Siege of Malaga ends with the taking of the city of the Castanels and the Aragonese forces. Then Jason and the Argonauts beat off those big, huge lizard things. 1868, French astronomer Pierre Jacien discovers helium. When asked what he thought about it, he said,
"Wow, this stuff is really cool."
1920, the 19th Amendment to the United States Constitution is ratified, guaranteeing women's suffrage. And next thing you know, they'll let them vote. 1938, the Thousand Islands Bridge connecting New York to Ontario, Canada, over the St. Lawrence River is dedicated by Franklin Delano Roosevelt, president at the time, and it was named the Thousand Islands Bridge because, ready for this one, there were 1,000 islands over there. Sorry. And finally, 2005, a massive power blackout hits in the Indonesian island of Java, affecting almost 100 million people. They didn't notice because they were all staying up late at night drinking the coffee anyway, so that's how that went. I'm Dan Mayson, and that's August 18th.
Don't waste your time going to Mackey's or Brimley's. You'll wind up having to go to the dunny for 20 minutes after eating. Their meat can be a dead dodgy. Plus, you'll be risking needing to take a sickie. If you're looking to get your evening tea, you need to set your eyes on a Joey burger from Pouchies, fresh from the Outback. Pouchies. We don't like to call them roadkill. We like to call it nature's reclamation. We have spotters all throughout Australia, spotting a downed boomer or flyer within moments of getting hit by a Yuri. The roos are dropped into a giant-sized stubby holder packed with ice and then aired to our facility for processing. The meat is lean, delicious, and really good for you. So if you're ready for the best tasting burger that'll have you returning to us faster than a twice-chucked boomerang, come on down to Pouchies for an amazing Joey burger. Fresh from the road? Come on down to Pouchies. You'll be glad you did.
My gal, she took her, and I think she might be a hooker. My gal.
Wait, here come the words. Shh, 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 shh. Quiet. Shh. It's good. One more sentence.
I love this hit music. Long intro, man. You can do the weather and 2 PSAs.
Here we go.
Love makes you give up steak and potatoes, chicken and corn and rice and tomatoes. If love makes you give up all those things, then I don't want love. If
'Cause you'll
love
starve
makes you
to
wake
death.
up blue and disgusted, tired and worn so you can't get adjusted. If love makes you feel like you're on springs, then I don't want love. Love is supposed to be wonderful, beautiful, divine. But if it makes you feel like there's a million Mickey Mouses dancing up and down your spine, then I'd rather give up hugging and kissing and all the other thrills that they claim I'll be missing, and stick to my tomatoes and my steak and my potatoes, 'cause I don't want love.
Here we go again. Oh, piano solo.
That was that in. And welcome, ladies and gentlemen,
Here we go.
to your hit parade.
Oh, drum solo.
And coming in at number 1 with a bullet is this delightful tune. Now he's clapping his face and say, wait. Ow, ow, ow.
I don't know what to think of. Where'd it go? Where's my button? Wait, there was a button for this. Hold on. Here we go. I was so enamored.
Now return you to the Slade and Mayson show.
Man, it's like that song just threw Dan into a whole new world.
All righty, here we go.
This one.
We'll get there. Hold on. I gotta clean this thing up. Took me an hour to.
Hi, I'm J.D. Slade.
I'm Dan Mayson,
and this is the Slade and Mayson Show.
Okay, so what we just heard from it was Joey Burgers. No, so it was that was Todd.
Nature's Reclamation.
Oh God! If love makes, this is the name of the title of the song. If love makes you give up steak and potatoes, then I don't want love, by Ted Rollins and his orchestra, in commemoration of today being National Fajita Day. So if you want that steak sizzling on an open flame, then you don't want love.
They just had such a way of expressing that deep feeling, again, that feeling of l'amour. All right, 8 seconds. Hold on.
Oh no!
That's all you
All
get.
right, that's all we get. Hey, so did we talk last time about Cracker Jacks?
No.
Okay, so you were talking before the break. You were talking about pop guns, and one of the reasons they took the pop guns off the market is because those little tiny corks are choke hazards. Anything,
I know where you're going with this. Go ahead.
Anything you can put into the opening of a toilet paper roll is considered a choke hazard. So anytime you want to choke somebody or something, find out if it'll fit inside of a toilet paper roll. Go to your toilet, grab the toilet paper roll, and use it as a measuring device. So pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters, even 50-cent pieces are choke hazards. As a matter of fact, I think we talked about this, why Lego pieces, the smaller, teeny, tiny ones, have little tiny holes at the top so you can keep breathing. And so Cracker Jacks, during the late 70s, early 80s, switched over the neat toys that they had inside. I remember you used to get little tiny metal anchors. I used to get little tiny compass. You could actually get a compass. A little magnetic compass was in there.
Oh, like I say, the magnifying glass, I can't tell you how many ants I killed with that little magnifying glass.
Yep. I mean, and it was a tiny one. It was just a teeny tiny little magnifying glass, but it was
yes, sir. You get that sunbeam in there, you could see it just get down and narrow down, and all of a sudden you hear
every single box of Cracker Jacks had a prize. Every single one. Now, it used to be, you will remember, Tony the Tiger used to sell you that crack as well.
Yeah.
There used to be prizes at the bottom, and always at the bottom of that box, Always.
Yes, sir. It was never at the top or in the middle. You had to get all the way down to the bottom of that doggone cereal box.
Yeah, there was.
Kids were emptying out cereal boxes on the table to get to the prize.
That's right. There, Wheaties. No, people were not eating Wheaties. People were not eating grapefruit, grape nuts. They were going for the prize.
Yes, sir.
And that's it, baby. And then you had to collect the whole set.
Yeah, exactly. So Cracker Jacks, like I say, Boogie is a big Cracker Jack fan, and I used to like them.
Yeah.
But you're right. The prizes, they are just nothing.
Now,
sometimes you would get those little like boards that you could stroke your finger on and write on them.
Yes. There were all these really cool things that came in the Cracker Box. Now they're all choke hazards.
Any of them.
Right.
I never thought about eating any of them.
So now, on the inside of the Cracker Box, you get it's a little tiny piece of paper that you have to open up, and inside it tells you go to a website and like enter a code, and then you get to see like a pretty picture on the screen or something. I'm like, wait a minute, what? No.
Yeah,
First off, can I just ask you a question?
Sure, you can ask me anything.
Let me ask you a question. Okay, so that little tiny board, that little tiny magnifying glass, the whatever. How big is that? I mean, if you had about the size of your thumb, maybe.
You're about an inch by an inch.
Okay, an inch by an inch. Okay. Did you ever notice the other things that were inside that box other than the gift?
Yeah, like the clusters.
Yeah, the clusters, the caramel
that were
corn,
put together,
the peanuts.
You'd have to suck forever just to loosen them up.
Which now, on the outside of the box, it warns you, caution. Food may be a choke hazard. I'm like, wait a minute. This is the reason we got rid of those cool gifts.
Let's see. No.
So if I took over the Cracker Jacks box company, the first thing I would do is I would reintroduce those choke hazards back into the boxes and put a warning. Hey, Mom, Dad, if your kid is so stupid,
then you probably deserve to get another kid.
You need
to throw attached to them. You can get another one. And you like Doritos, you make more.
And then put an instruction manual on how to get one. So, all right. So before we get too far in, real quick, let's say hello to our sponsor, Icy Something Icy. So it's ICEY something. So it's SOMETHIN. Leave off the G and then put icy again.com. This is my buddy, Sheila Keenan, and you can reach her at 804-617-8827. Again, 804-617-8827, 804-617-8827, 804-617-8827. Anyway, so if you have like a birthday party, corporate event, fundraiser, it's basically shaved ice treats. She's got these really cool Italian ice shavers that shave down the ice, make this nice treat. She puts the flavors on top. They are all that in a box of Cheetos. And let me take a look here. Hold on. I think I see. Let's see. Right now, a few in January. I'm trying to find a recent May, June, July. So,
Hey, you know what?
Go to their website.
I got a function for her. What's that address again? What's the I see something what?
ICSomethingIcy.com.
Wait a minute. Now spell all that out.
So it's ICEY. Something. SOMETHIN. And then ICEY.com. She's doing weddings.
I don't care about all that because I have a function that she might be able to get a gig from. So I'll
there you go.
Talk to the folks that are doing this. So.
And again, she's 804-617-8827. That's 804-617-8827. That's 804-617-88. And tell them you heard about her from, even if you're not even going to just tell her you heard about it from the Slade and Mayson show. That's the most important thing.
What are those last four numbers, man?
804-617-8827. Sheila Keenan.
27 Sheila.
Yeah.
For a good time call Sheila.
Nah, it's not how that works. Okay.
Something icy.
That's right. All right. So that's our sponsor. We get that out of the way.
All right. My turn now, doggone it. This has been a Mayson show all day. Now it's like I have to get some stuff off my chest again.
National Fajita Day. I can play that music again. Love, da, 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 love makes me honey. Okay.
I have heard that there's a new phenomena going on with our young people. They're proclaiming
ignorance,
abstinence.
Ooh.
But they're bending the rules a little bit because
are they going to get hair on the hands?
No, but they're substituting an ear for another orifice. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I'm not getting it, but that's
it's called ear sex.
Ear sex.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And there have been 200 cases of it listed so far.
200 cases. I don't even know what you're going after here.
You know, again, like I say, this is abstinence. This is a way around abstinence, they say.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what I say? Once you go black, you go deaf.
Huh? I don't even know where to go with this conversation.
I have caught Dan.
I am flummoxed. I'll just play Kicking Mule in the background. Here we go. Oh my gosh. So
okay.
Did you are you done?
No, I'll get you started here.
All right, go ahead.
You know, a couple of weeks ago we talked about the breach settlement with Equifax.
Yes. Did you get your check yet?
$25 yet?
No, I haven't gotten anything yet.
Nor have I. It's like, again, I certainly hope they're not going to stiff us on this.
Oh, I also got something else in the mail. I'm supposed to get another $60 from my old mortgage company that they used to call me all the time. Where's that card? I'm going to send in the form. Getting a $60 back on them. It was a HSBC. They used to call on like a regular basis.
Finance, yeah, okay.
Yeah, and apparently it's a class action suit against them. So, guys, listen, if you own a business, don't be a jerk, okay? Just, leave us alone. I mean, I got my mortgage company, the new one, I have received about 37 pieces of mail, regular U.S. mail, and I haven't even paid my first mortgage on that yet, and they're like offering me life insurance and, car repair offerings and extended loan. And I'm like, what? Leave me alone. That's harassment. It's harassment. I'm just going there. Hey, should we all send a card to Chevy Chase? What if we did that? What if we all sent a card to Chevy Chase? What if I gave his address right here? Would I get in trouble?
What
if we all visited him?
Where did you get the address from?
It's 100% accurate. I know because I got it off.
Did this have anything to do with your other place of employment?
No, I found it off the internet.
And so we know that
it's accurate. Yeah. So the way I did it was I knew that he was a neighbor of Martha Stewart. So through reverse engineering and using Google Maps, I know at 48 Fox Lane in Bedford, New York, 10506 is an address that is not hers. So we should all send a note to Chevy Chase if you had his address and say to him, hey, you should be on the Slade and Mayson show because it would be funny just once. Just the one time. So, before he dies.
I don't want to send a card to Martha. So what address would I send it to?
Well, Martha, I think she's at 46, but Chevy Chase, through the process of elimination, should be at 48 Fox Lane, Bedford, New York, Mary, Mary. Okay, Bedford, New York, 10506. So if we carefully write a letter, let's start a campaign, right? Maybe he'll reach out to us before he dies, and we can have
with
him
a cease and desist order.
Hey, so something else that came up in the news. I don't know if you have something else you want to gripe about, or can I go on to something else?
Well, in keeping with the idea that you were brought up earlier about modern technology, now there is a Kentucky teen named Dorothy, and she's going viral because she's using her family's LG smart fridge to tweet. Now, her mother confiscated her iPhone, her Nintendo Wii U, and her Nintendo 3DS because their stove burst into flames.
Sing it, Dorothy.
Dorothy is talking to friends and watching YouTube videos instead of monitoring some boiling rice.
I have seen these. I have seen these refrigerators. I don't get it. I don't know why I need to have Wi-Fi and YouTube videos on basically a 2.5 foot tall by 10-inch wide screen embedded into my refrigerator. You know what I really want? I want a camera on the inside of the refrigerator that moves around. I know. I want a drone. I want a drone in my refrigerator. That's what I want. I want a drone in my refrigerator as it parks around and moves around. That way I don't have to open up the container and smell the moldy cheese. I can just look at it and go, ooh, just take that container and throw it in the trash, man. That's what I want. It's not going to happen. Nope. What do I get? I get YouTube. I get YouTube. So that's terrible. So, okay. So the thing of it is that you can use your refrigerator to turn things on and like the refrigerator.
Oh my God! It gives
maybe you turn off the
whole new meaning. Is your refrigerator running the house?
Turn it off. You might want to reboot.
Oh man!
Oh yeah, it's
I'm
wrong.
telling you, we're you started this conversation kind of serious, but it's like I don't think I really want to see the advancement of man in technology anymore.
Oh, it's getting
scary. Like you're going to be able to come out, and where you'd normally see birds flying in the sky, you're going to see cars crashing in midair.
I was going to go up and he went down. I was going to go left and he went right.
They're going to be driverless cars. Yeah, you're going to be the first one to volunteer to want to be in those tests.
Now, it's interesting you mentioned that because the U.S. Postal Service is actually using drone cars. Yep, drone cars is a 150-mile run that basically everybody hates to run. So they basically load the car up, the truck or whatever the heck it is, and it goes out. It's out in like middle of Nevada somewhere. There's no one around. And it runs. It runs the whole gamut and then delivers the packages to the other location, and then they can disperse it. So they're doing a test run on that because really, if you think about it, you drive 150 miles just holding the gas pedal on. I mean, hours of your life are gone. So if they could do a drone, they could do a drone. They're actually
okay, but see there again, we
safer.
have enough trouble with man. It's like, listen, my post office box is 166. This is in the post office itself. Do you know how often I get mail from 289?
Oh, I know.
And like I say, and this is not even a computer doing this. This is a human being who actually has to stuff them into the slots. So when robots take over, I'm telling you, hey, when they go to take over the world, we're going to be up duck soup.
It's a beautiful thing. Oh, that's a great movie, by the way. So let's make a deal with our very own
Monty Hall.
Okay, the man who pioneered the toupee for the public. There is a mathematical problem called the Monty Hall problem. Are you ready for this?
Yep.
We only get a couple minutes. Okay. Door number 1, door number 2, or door number 3. Which door would you like to take, Mr. Slade?
I'll take door number 2.
Door number 2. Okay, let's show him what's behind door number 3. It is a goat. All righty, it's a goat. Would you like to stay with door number 2, or would you like to go to door number 1? Do you want door number 1 or door number 2? You gonna stay with the door number 2? You're gonna go to door number 1. Door number 1 may have the goat behind it as well, or you can have door number 2 might have your prize, or perhaps door number 1 will have the prize.
I'm gonna take door number 1.
Door number 1, and you have won. Oh, a washer and dryer. Brought to you by Kenmore. Kenmore making. Let's see what's behind door number 2. Oh, a goat. So.
Oh, buddy, we're just so happy. Now I'm ready to give this to you so I can make the
Look, don't hug me anymore. Don't hug me anymore. Your porcupine outfit's hurting me. Okay, so the important thing is that you correctly identified the odds. The odds are, what are the odds of getting the right prize?
1 in 3.
Absolutely 100% wrong. No, the chances of getting the right prize are actually 66% if you choose the alternate door that you originally chose. Because if you chose door number 1, which has the prize behind it, or door number 2, or door number 3, the deal is this. As Monty progresses, he's actually removed a door. He's never going to remove the prize door. He's always going to remove the goat.
Yeah, well, but
so and then it increases your odds to switch at the last second by 66%.
Monty's dead. Him and
Ed McMahon?
No, the guy from
Yes. No, Ed.
No,
I'm serious. No, I'm not kidding. Ed McMahon is dead.
Yeah, he is dead. I know that.
You're not getting that prize.
Monty's dead. He's dead. All right, before you push that button, you hold on.
All right.
I started out talking about it's the most wonderful time of the year because kids went back to school.
Yes.
The Daily Mail claims that Lisa Donato is making headlines because she went to Disney World alone to celebrate her children returning to school in Florida. She lives a mile from the park, wore a large button that said, "I'm celebrating the first day of school." She told ABC that the fairy godmother came out of Cinderella's castle and laughed with her. She was laughing so hard that she was crying, and we just started hugging and laughing together. She reached into her sleeve and pulled out a bag of pixie dust and handed it to me and said, "This is for you and only you. You use it today." It was one of those moments of connection that really is what the parks are all about. That's right. Leave your kid somewhere else and go and enjoy the park yourself.
Gosh.
And you don't have to worry about, I want to go Magic Mountain. Of course,
my gosh.
I'm talking to the guy with 14 children. There you go.
Well,
have you taken him to Disney World yet?
Never been there.
Gonna take him before you die?
Never been there.
Well, you know, Walt was anti-Semitic.
Well, did you hear about the woman from South Dakota? She thought she had kidney stones, and she went to go past them, and 3 kids popped out.
Oh, you lie! You lie!
Man, you know, you just can't make stuff like this up. I'll just tell you, it's just.
I hear about women all the time who didn't know they were pregnant, and all of a sudden they got this 8-pound baby.
Surprise!
That's a heck of a tumor you got there, Mrs. Jones.
That wasn't gas you let go. Oh my gosh!
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. No, it's a boy. Snip. Oh, now it's a girl.
Oh gosh! All right, gang. We'll see you all August 25th. That's a week from now.
It's a good time.
Unless I'm dead, in which case I won't see you anymore. In which case, this is the last Slade and Mayson show.
Oh, you know what? That's right. Because it's like I don't know how to upload any of this stuff.
Oh, that's right. You'd have to learn.
Hey, you know what? Listen, the next time Paul or John or Ringo come to your room and decide to play with your computer, why don't you teach them how to do this? Because the show must go on.
Hi, I'm JD Slade.
I'm Dan Mayson.
And this is the Slade and Mayson Show.
Yeah, like I say, yeah, Paul and I can stop Yeah, just enough car parts to make this to the show.
Car park, car park.
And now we're going back and raise the clouds. What? Hey, y'all have a wonderful week. And again, and for those of you who are listening to my morning show, hey, I'll be back bright and early in the morning. So if you don't listen to the morning show, well,
You know they can't hear you with the loud music.
yeah, I know. That's
What'd you want to say?
I just sort of mumbled there.
Okay. Mumble, mumble, mumble.
Hey, I'm going to play me a game of pickup sticks. You know, with all the weather we've had, playing up the pickup sticks all over the ground. They're called pigs.
She's just about my style, you see. I like her golden hair, like her rosy hair. Love that baby stare. She's got me hip. She's got me grip. She's got me nearly off my hip. I like the hat, I like the dress, but what I'm after I confess is the girl that's in the dress.
Goodbye, Mr. Slade.
Bye, Mr. Mason.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.